one of the approach used by occupational therapists in pediatric as well as the clients with other mental disorders. So like COVID, what happened is like all the uh, parameters are kind of displayed on COVID visualizer, and that is one of the example of like how the transparent system is, and then how the digital technology can be used uh, uh, by the healthcare providers or like health managers for reporting and documenting the health related issues. So in during today's lecture, what we will do is like entire presentation we will divide into 4 aspects. So like we will have a brief presentation about what are the different system challenges whenever, and we are part of the health system. So in that context, we will overview that, and then like what are the challenges or like difficulties or roadblocks for effective sensory integration. So we'll first look at what is sensory integration therapy and IR sensory integration therapy to be specific, and then we'll go back to digital health intervention, which is the classification proposed by the World Health Organization, and then we will think about applying all that to IR sensor integration concept. So let's see the challenges of the health system. When it comes to challenges in the health system, why we are talking about challenges is mainly because challenges are the one which kind of provoke us to have solutions which can be used by the healthcare system and which can be used by the entire patient population, so that things become little easy. There are definitely some shortcomings in present healthcare system. It might be in this form of information, it might be in form of like quality, or it can be in form of utilization of resources. In terms of information, there might be delayed reporting of events, there might be lack of quality of reliable data and communication related blocks. Like in terms of reporting, like we do actually take sensory integration therapy sessions, and then what happens is we might end up having session notes, or we may not have session notes. There might be problem with like not having a kind of a uniform terminology for reporting, or there might be like when it comes to sorting the data or storing the data, there may not be identification by data by number or code. There might be problem with quality, where it might be related to patient experience. There might be insufficient health worker competence in terms of training, or that is why what will happen is that patient may not get appropriate intervention, or effectiveness may be compromised. In that context, what is important is that the healthcare worker follows a certain norms, so that they will be able to, or there is a uniformity, or there is a protocol in which like the healthcare worker will be able to function. So in that context, there might be this lacunae when it comes to and low quality of health commodities, healthcare worker motivation to work. It might be the documentation or like other parts of the entire health system delivery. There might be problem with utilization, where there will be low adherence to treatment or loss of follow-up. There might be problem with efficiency. So there might be like workflow management problem. There might be planning and coordination problem, and there might be some cost issue when it comes to documentation or research. So there might be high cost paid for manual processes, and there might be problems with the resource allocation. In addition to that, there might be different problems related to accountability of what the healthcare system worker is doing, or there might be availability of resources or acceptability of the certain norms might be the issue. So in that context, what is happening is uh, uh, there are many challenges when we talk about the entire healthcare system, and occupational therapy is a part of healthcare system. And by occupational therapists, IR sensory integration is used by them. And let's see what is it, because I realize that there are some students also, so who are part of it. To move, before I move ahead, I would like to be way means make you aware that at the end of this session you might have one kind of a quick MCQ exam. So basically I want everybody to be attentive in this session, and then like how you yeah, so basically there is small video. It's about sensory integration. You might have some problem with audio, but just have a look at it, and at the same time we might share you the video link little later on. So this is about occupational therapy with sensory integration. then sometimes we do research. So like there are like understanding the concept, and then it comes to practicing the concept, and then like contributing to the concept if you kind of do research. So in that context, what is happening is like we to certain extent learn things, then like have we offer to our clients, and then we want to kind of offer to our profession. So we do research. As a therapist, like we are involved in the reading, we are involved in training, training ourselves, and sometimes like after we get, you might be involved in training other fellow therapists. It requires like definitely a process of certification, and it comes like it comes to reading research article, and then like definitely Dr. Google with videos and like other articles, scholar definitely help us. So everything like we do as a therapist level to acquire knowledge. So when it comes to like treating clients, there are different steps we actually go through. That is like we test, or like how we make a report, and we then like if the client is eligible for the services, then we end up treating. Then like during the session, we end up observing, and like definitely whatever we are doing, if we want to move our profession ahead, knowledge ahead, and our skills ahead, definitely we need to document. This is very important in addition to medical legal aspects which are not of a concern. So definitely what is happening is we should one is document, we should like generate new evidence, and very important like training, certification are important aspect of like acquiring knowledge. But what happens at the end is like after acquiring knowledge, like we need to adhere to kind of guidelines that is like Dr. Diane Parham and her colleagues developed the fidelity guidelines, and that is what actually assures that patient is actually receiving the higher sensory integration therapy. In addition to that, we might want to generate new evidence through research. But while doing that, there are like we might find this is one of the landmark article we actually try to generate, because most of the time it is expected that occupational therapy is equal to sensory integration, and because of the pressure, every occupational therapist somehow practices sensory integration or advises sensory integration. But whether whatever is being advised according to principle, this particular approach is going to kind of decide. And in that case, like we end up following guidelines, or we may not follow guidelines. In that context, like there might be different reasons why. It might be time. It might be related to like whatever we are doing, whether we have time to do that, whether we are having time to document, whether we have infrastructure to document. Sometimes like lengthy sessions, parents queries ends up like we don't have time, or like we have next session and we don't have time for documentation. There may not be a resources like like some institution, even getting a blank paper or like printed stationery might be a issue. Sometimes you are not in a habit of like writing or documenting, or it is not legally mandatory. So definitely you end up not documenting. Somebody like me might think that like I don't want to write, it's okay, I might skip writing, so I might dislike writing. That attitude, like what happens if we don't document. So people are sometimes aware that we have to document, and some other reasons. So in that context, like we have challenges like in total healthcare systems, but there are challenges when it comes to actually uh, 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 practicing sensory integration therapy and using that knowledge and skills to move our profession. So in that context, WHO has come up with a classification of digital health intervention, and it has 4 categories, very important. And this classification of digital health intervention categorize different ways in which digital and mobile technology are being used to support health system needs, and we actually actually try to enumerate different problems, and then now that becomes our need for like or there are barrier for practicing. So like there might be need related to clients, there might be need related to healthcare provider, they can be need related to resource manager, or need related to data service. So like whenever we are talking about clients, it is like users of health services, that is client himself, that children's or adult, or like and then caregivers as well. Then there might be health providers where like we as occupational therapists, but at the same time we are answerable to administration. So basically the resource managers will come into that category. And last is data service, that is like all the data which is used for planning and research is very important if it comes out of that. So in that context, this digital health interventions might be useful. So in that context, like we first covered healthcare system challenges, and now we covered the challenges related to IR sensory integration from health system point of view. So let's go to what is digital health intervention. So as I said, that this classification consists of 4 categories there, which are like related to clients, healthcare providers, health system managers, and data services. And this is like if you will easily get it on WHO site. Very importantly, there are 88 categories of healthcare interventions. And presently, we are talking about digital health. So presently there are digital health interventions when it comes to different aspects out of these 88 aspects. So for families, I got some few examples, like that is like it is for like connecting with the parents and advising them, that SPD Foundation in US. So that so actually they have like parent connection. There is there is a SPD University, that is sensory processing side. Again, the same organization is kind of offering the like training for professionals, so like occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapists, but it is mainly related to ISSI. Then there are, I searched through Google Play Store, and there are like very, if I type IR sensory integration as a keyword, there are like many apps, but I found like 1 or 2 apps only which are of use. So the sensory integration, sensory tree is one of the good digital resource which we can actually use. So it has kind of a dual login, where like one is parent login and then therapist login, and then you will they both will coordinate with the help of interface for planning sensory integration child routines together. Like this is one of the, like when it comes to testing, there are resources and very popular scale which is called sensory profile, and now Pearson, which is the kind of a provider, is offering this instrument at a as a online. And there is Q Global is their kind of an interface through which they encourage, or you can have a digital platform to actually perform the test, get the result, and get the interpretation. This is another guide for like how to actually practice telehealth through telehealth. So that is one of the resource. You will get entire presentation, so don't worry. There is a recent seminar which is quite popular about sensory integration, is like applying IR sensory integration in telehealth. So that is another resource where which guide is like very popular, and those who had done found it very useful. So very, and another test which is called like sensory processing measure, usually published by Western Psychological Services, and it is, they are also having like all the forms online, so you can have kind of an online system where you can take an interview, feed the data, and you are be able to get interpretation of the system. So that is sensory processing measure. So I hope everybody is able to listen. The another application where like we just cannot stick to sensory integration. Development is one aspect, and this is another resource which is again provided by Western Psychological Services, that is called Developmental Profile, and it is also online. So there are many resources which are already online, and what happens is that they are useful. So this is another way, it is one of the way of like digital approach for like practicing sensory integration. Yeah. So that's what, again, we can go back to classification, and yeah, so these are the classification. So in short, there are like 4 categories related to client, healthcare providers, resource manager, and data services. And then like there are different purposes, like it might be used for client registration and client identification, keeping the client health record. And definitely nowadays the artificial intelligence is coming into picture, where like actually for interpreting, you might be given a feedback by the system that like, this is the problem. So like it might be sometimes color code, it might be sometimes kind of a pop-up message. So basically healthcare provider like an interpretation of the scale. So what happens is like healthcare provider get clinical decision making like support, so that you can actually there will not be kind of a bias, or there may not be like patient care may not be compromised because of lack of knowing how to administer the test or how to judge a clinical situation. And for experienced clinician it may not be issue, but what happens with the new generation, or those who are recently generating, so learning about this particular technique, so they also will give the same decision. So what is the result is there will be always a uniformity in what we do for the client. It should not be only the S therapist will be able to offer the services, and those will be only the best, and because the newly learned therapists. So it is not like experience we are not bypassing, but whatever is being done is uniform by all the therapists, and there is no kind of a it is like a protocol. So there is the patient is not at a disadvantage. So that is one of the purpose of this. One of the things which we are actually going to talk today, which actually we are using in our clinic, it is called DASI. So it's the same digital. So I will take you to the site where like we actually do, and we are using for quite some time on an experimental basis. So what we will do is we will go to that particular portal and app, and then we might kind of just hold. I'm not stopping sharing. I have some difficulty. Is everybody with me? Just hold on. Oops. Yeah. So this is the portal which I was talking about. Very important. Yesterday also Prime Minister Modi said like Atmanirbhar, and in that case we are very proud that like it is made in India, and it is called digital approach in IS and integration. So like definitely this portal is we'll have a look at it for like few minutes, and then we can have a further discussion about the same. So this is a portal where like there are different sections, and then what happens is definitely to tell you that it will be available in many languages, as makes me as 10 languages. So okay, so definitely in first section we have demographics, and then there will be some like where you have to have different details of the client, email for the communication, date of birth. And this is like and like what is the background of the family. In addition to that, there is like what are their concerns. We will have the like recorded things. So like what is, who referred the child and what is their concerns and what are like child's strengths from the parents' point of view. So that is very important. From history point of view is like, and we will have like history and which includes like who are the professionals he is receiving services from. In addition to that, there will be kind of a developmental history, so that also will be there. In addition to that, there will be medical history about different different parameters, birth weight, and in any incident prior to receiving services, development, school history. Most of the children which we actually receive services are school going, so like or any school related example, so that we can have, and then other history. One of the important part of the like our sensor integration evaluation is one is screening. So definitely we will have many red flags, and definitely through history we will be looking at them. So let's see, according to like here I will go through it like whether as an infant during whether he had a problems in eating or sleeping, refuses to go to any one, and some like at true skill level there may be difficulty making friends or clumsy for, so we might use the screening tool for actually at primary school level or like as adults and different, and you just have to tick mark, and once you register the case in the first demographic section, what you guys, you just have to tick mark, and then you will get generated report. So so that is how you go. In the next section, very important is clinical observations that we do. So clinical observations. So, where like we talk about different soft neurological signs and some problem with, and then there is a specific assessment for a GI, and there is specific assessment for sensory modulation disorder. So some technical issue is happening, but at the same time, what I will do is then there is, I will come back to this clinical observation. Then there are like score sheets for like sensory processing measure, which we just talked about, and sensory profile, sensory integration, and praxis test. But most of the time, these are sensory processing disorder assessment. We will have like assessment for handwriting, fine motor skills also. In addition to that, medical diagnosis is important. So in addition to the sensory processing evaluation, we should know the what is the medical diagnosis. Which actually we already presented. So that ICD diagnosis also will be there. Yeah. So ICD diagnosis, then there is a section for goal setting, and there is some like when to review the goals there. So there is real-time monitor about what is. This section I think is very important, where like dashboard so so when it comes to session notes, that is very important. I said that we have to be very observant during session. We all know that. So during the session, because like we all know about what Dr. Vinidan said, that we are environmental engineers. So all the time to engineer or change the environment, we have to continuously monitored. So like whatever is happening in the session, also we can wrote records. What is the arousal level? What is the like complexity? Whether like how was the child? So what is the flexibility? So transitioning between the activities. What is the maladaptive behavior the patient is showing? What are the different self-regulation strategies the person is using? What is his mode of exploration of spaces? In addition to that, we will have like regarding sensory processing, where like all the systems we are going to have in terms of registration, modulation, and perception. In addition to that, we might note down about like his ideation and motor planning. Later on, we can have detailed about his like neuromotor, and this is what we all are talking about. You can have it within the net, within the session. So how is his fine motor performance, gross motor performance? So we just have to check checklist of all the things in terms of like social emotional, how he's related to others, whether he's asking for the help, whether he's approaching others, how his play, that also we need to note it. And what will happen with this is like it is going to be easy, and we just don't want to write what is the form of communication, what is the receipt, and after that we just have to submit it and it will be linked to the system. Okay. So I hope everybody is with me. Can I get any reaction? Because chat is disabled by the uh, monitor. Yes, thank you. Okay, so like what we will do now, that like we can have few questions, but before that, what I would like you to do is like go through like I take 1 minute to kind of a login. I can put into your chat box the link, and that is Kahoot, and you can participate from the your system wherever you are. So what I will do is I'm going to put you the link. Is there? Otherwise, what I will do, what you can do is you can uh, go to your mobile and share the type kahoot.it. So you can type kahoot.it, and they will ask for game pin, and you can say that 0859 0309. Yes, I will share. So I think sharing, I'm able to share, and I think everybody can have it. Okay, so this is a little, so that like this a little revision for everybody. Yeah, thank you, Pragati. So be careful about the pin, otherwise you might end up playing something else. Is everybody playing? people had a question about video link. Definitely it will be shared, and we actually pursued that problem, but it was told that there are few students, so that is why we had that as an introductory video. So please follow the instructions. Please message done. So there are only 8 questions, and then we are going to, I think, get 8,000 points. Yeah, so we are getting some messages that done. So what I will do, like I needed 5 minutes to show you this clinical observation section, which was not, I was not able to show you because of some navigation issues. So if it is a ribbon, I will take only 3 minutes, and then we can have some like question answer sessions. So definitely we did talk about session notes and observation. Let's see about our how to document. We already did it. So whatever we did it, how to kind of have output at that so that we can share. So what is going to happen is that like you can have a properly formulated report, and you can immediately email or share with it. Okay, so this is how you can be able to do it. So basically you can prevent a repetitive job of writing the notes and then again and again. So that is one. The other, like in clinical observation section, if we like we try to administer, I hope so, like suppose we take a case number like anything, right? And then you don't have to, once it is in demographics, you don't have to feed the age or name, something like that. It will automatically come. You don't have to record the time of so forearm alternating movement, it might be 2, sequential finger touching, whether it is adequate, what is the characteristic, whether like we can see the other characteristic also, whether they are fluid, independent, so that we can note finger nose test, how is it. So you can actually, whether it was fluid or like which action or right versus left, whether there were any associated movements, automatic eye movements, whether present or absent. So like height maintenance, Schindler arm test, you can basically tell about the duration, degree and superinfection, like what is the duration, prone extension, what is the duration, postural control, whether it was like good or fair, and then other parameters. What we will do is like we will submit the data and then we can see the report. So what will happen is that we will be able to get the report immediately. And this was the most recent, and then what will happen is you can actually see the report. And now what we will do is that what is the problem, so interpretation of dysdiadochokinesia, problem with planning. So whatever we said, it was three, so there is a problem with planning, sequencing and somatosensory information interpretation, problem with vestibular processing. So what is going to happen is like problem with suggestive of somatodyspraxia, problem with proinfection, suggestive of postural ocular movement disorders. So what is going to happen is that it is going to a professional report, and that we will be able to share with the clients. So the there is not going to be interpretation bias when we actually do it. When it comes to like writing like a report for a school, it again a big task. So if it is like classroom accommodation we are talking about, so basically like we just again case number 2, and then what are the calming strategies. So you can think about like different options already given, and we can keep updating. So and then it will be actually printed on your letterhead, where you will be able to, or we actually get it on letterhead, and we actually other details are filled by the system. So that is how digitally we are able to manage the client load. So automatically the report will be generated. So that is what we are discussing. In terms of diagnosis, it is like we are actually using ICD 11 or 10 combination, and all the diagnosis you don't have to write, and whatever you write will be proper medical diagnosis. Otherwise, sometimes the referral notes have vague diagnosis. So that also you don't have to. So you don't have to write entire diagnosis. Whatever the actual proper diagnosis can be documented. When it comes to goal setting, also you can a goal attainment scale is used. So where you can actually record the able to sit, child will be able to sit for 10 minutes for writing. So, and then you can increase or decrease the demand depending upon the client. You can have multiple goals. And again, what was the, you can refer to the referring information to. There is a system will not accept if there is something again. So so when is goal due date, that also I have to say. And then once we set the goal due date, what is going to happen is it is going to be added to the calendar. So here you will get it on the same patient on 22nd of August. So 22nd of August, client will be able to write. So that will be added to the reminder. So there are many other things, but definitely we cannot have it. In terms of sensitive modulation behavior, we can actually use different response to stimuli when we actually observe child's ability to self-regulate, behavioral disorganization, and somatic response to different stimuli. So there are options which are from the literature, and you can actually use them into practice. Great. So I will stop share, and we will be ready to interact. So Naresh Babu is 6359. Congratulations, Naresh Babu. So I will check the records and then we might share what I think you also can see what is happening with the scores. So don't. So we can take few questions. Anybody has question? Definitely we have few more minutes to go. 10 minutes we can have few questions. So what is the cost for getting this app? Naresh Babu, definitely will have this app on the Google Play Store and later App Store. So you will get it there only. But at the same time, even if it is listed, don't do what you call, don't try to download it because it's still not finalized. So Hina Khanna is asking whether like once we have entered the details and submitted it, can we still modify it? There is a option for that depending upon your organizational needs and policy. We can enable or disable that option because data modification, it's something should not be allowed in some organization or may not be allowed. So depending upon the policy or if you are on all your own, then definitely you can decide what you want, but otherwise it depends upon organization policy. So if it is there, modify, then you can modify. Anita is like, so that was one of the, so that is the DASI, digital approach to IR sensor integration. Yeah, for using SIPT standardized state, we need to have SI certification for, definitely, should I, yeah, I would like, there are all the standardized tests, but what is happening is the actual, because SIPT comes with its own score sheets, but we are not having the score sheets here. We are having the final score recording here. It is not alternative to SIPT or sensory processing major training. It is gathering data and it can be viewed later in a train form. So like SIPT, you do it this year and SIPT, you do it later. So this app is not alternative training. It is assistance for your clinical decision making. It is assistant to your documentation needs. And whatever is your practice, you can actually, because everything will be analyzed in background, you will get evidence. So suppose you want to present what is your practice tomorrow, you can actually gather the data. All correlations are there. I did not show you that section, but at the same time, many formulas are there. So you can actually use it. So it is not alternative to SI certification, is not alternative to sensory processing measure as a scale, sensory profile as a scale. I hope I answered your question. So any research developed using this app usage? Actually, like we already developed one app for NISU. So that was one, but now this is in a preliminary phase. In this present version, we already must have done more than 100 cases over last few years, because sensor integration was the first kind of a protocol prototype we develop, and then we moved to NISU. So definitely, yeah. So very importantly, evidence needs to be generated, but it's kind of your population. So you can share your result like age and then diagnosis, complaints, and there is some intelligence where we are going to get through at collecting data. So some norms will be definitely. So you have to be following fidelity norms. You have to be reliable in recording. Then definitely the results will be generating the evidence for the future. Okay, kindly share the PPT presenter. This is not PPT. You can have entire presentation free on Prezi. So you can type Dasi. So Jagdish, you can have that presentation on Das. And it is available for public. So don't worry, I somehow not using, yeah. So very useful app to refer to parent and teacher to give awareness towards. So one of the, so somebody had said that, so one of the thing is that we can save our time and we can generate the evidence very fast. So, and any research developed using, so that I already said, and basically all the content is not on like a personal opinion, it is based on evidence. So that is the another way of answering your question. Arundhati Das, thank you, and very informative lecture. That's what, and it will prevent bias. Definitely, that is what, and that is why I was telling you about that landmark article where a lot of emphasis was given on fidelity, and that is why, like sensor integration, the way in which followed. Then and now there are like many variations, and as I said that any therapist becomes a sensory integration therapist without kind of a training in theory and skill and observation skills. And in our country, definitely, if we are not answerable to third party players, things are acceptable by them, and it is going to differentiate what we do according to our theoretical base. So Devika, Rajay, thank you, and Deepa, thank you, and then so thank you, Jagdish, and then yeah, definitely you can drop me email on like this particular like email hands or oticon@gmail.com. Or the other, I am not telling you, that is little longer, that is nangaonkar.hemant@gmail.com. So thank you, Rimanu, and documentation. Just there is some thing. Documentation made easy. Yeah. Documentation is needed. Actually, that is the evidence we are letting go to the parents or all the consumers that they are receiving sensor integration therapy. It is not by the what you call like a prescription. It is like evidence is going, oh, sensory strategies, sensory diet. Oh, it is there on the paper or there is in the email. Any more apps? I actually, that's why Shobha, I tried to what you call search before we move ahead with this presentation, and there are that's sensory tree too. I found it good, but a little access is very like you have to contact parent, you have to contact, and then little must be good, but at the same time it's a different intervention. So why I'm saying that, as already said, that there are 88 different types of intervention WHO has enumerated. It is tackling the only like family or routine in the daily routine planning that is targeting. So that is one aspect. This particular app is like definitely targeting little more and towards generating research, and definitely for Atmanirbhar Bharat for Indian population. And means to conclude, I would like to say that we as Indians should not be consumers and of the this technique or any other technique, we have to be generator of the evidence, and we should be coming up with our versions. So because like definitely a lot of research is required, infrastructure is required, but technology is going to make things easy for us. So why not to use technology and generate evidence and share with everybody? Our evidence is useful for our clientele. We cannot have foreign evidence and then apply. Definitely theoretical concept to certain extent might remain static, but at this, when it comes to application, there are n number of variation, there are n number of different contexts which we need to apply, and we come up with different solutions. So why not to generate that evidence and share with the professional community? So we have 2 minutes. I don't know, Shobha, thank you for like your agreement, the opinion. So Arundhati, thank you. And Sharwari, is it possible for the parents to access? Present version does not give access, but see, professional information, definitely that is like we cannot give parents. So some aspects we can give access to the parents. The other aspects, so all emails about the report which you actually want to share can actually directly go into their inbox once you type it in the app. So yeah. Pragati, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this lovely webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for attending this webinar. You will be getting the certificates within 3 working days post you fill the feedback form. And also wanted to inform you that we are supporting this kind of kits with online therapies and our home resource kits. So please do help us, helping those kids who is in need of some or the other kind of therapies. Thank you so much. Thank you so all.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for giving the opportunity, and definitely we look forward to generating a new evidence. Great.